Richie, we're not sure. UEFA officially say that the attendance tonight is going to be over 60,000. A number of tickets were released on their website yesterday and today at a reduced price. We just don't know how many people are going to be there. And the shame is that maybe not that many Italians are Spanish.
Yeah, well, what we know, 60,000 tickets are up for sale. What we don't know is how many of the teams, or many of those tickets will go to supporters of Italy and Spain. They're only available to people who are based in the UK. They've been COVID compliant in that you've got to be vaccinated or have a negative test in order to get in to the stadium, which makes sense, which is a decision most people would support. But what kind of stinks in the whole thing is that there's an entirely different set of rules if you're what's called a UEFA VIP or a commercial partner. If you're one of the UEFA bigwigs, you can come into the country from wherever. You don't have to quarantine. You don't have to produce any kind of documents. In you go, watch the game, and off you can go. So, you know, you hear the phrase, and we've repeated it so often over the last year and a half, whether there's maybe one rule for the elites and one rule for the rest of us. That's literally the case here in top-level football. UEFA have decided that if you've paid enough money, if you're connected, if you are a sponsor, if you're in the click, and if you've got those contacts, the rules don't apply to you.
Well, the rules apply.
But if you're a supporter and you want to fly in,
some of the rules did apply to them. They had to have tested as soon as they were coming in. They had to stay in their hotel, not go anywhere else, just go between them and the stadium. And if they didn't do that, UEFA were going to take the match somewhere else.
If they didn't give all the concessions to the VIPs.
So I think the British government have done the right thing.
But the British government cleared all this, Richie.
Well, you don't see any unfairness there to say, OK, if you're a VIP, Liam, and you're a commercial and you're minted, you can come in. But if I'm someone who maybe just loves Spanish football, saved up my money, me, my family, my kids, whoever, would love to see my team in a semi-final, I can't come because I haven't shelled out money to UEFA over the years. So it's if there's COVID rules there, great, but apply them to everyone. Apply them across the board. Don't separate the population by VIPs and whatever that criteria is.
There'll be enough Spaniards and enough Italians there tonight. Don't worry about that.
There will
be. London is full.
There will be, but
London
you can't say that the decisions
and full of Spanish
There
people.
is, but you can't say that it's fair.
Look,
or
Richie,
it makes sense.
They're trying to have a tournament in the middle of a pandemic, and I think it's been fantastic so far.
It's been great.
Yeah. So
but you can't stand over a rule and say if you're rich, come in. If you
football.
can't, you can't.
Let's talk about the football.
Tournament. It's a struggle, though, to have a tournament like this without the injection of money from sponsors.
It is. But it's pretty poor to say that, on the one hand, we're really serious about trying to restrict the spread of this disease, or this virus, and all these rules are in place for us all. Yeah. And on the other hand, say, there's really wealthy people who funded this thing, so it doesn't apply to them.
OK. Damien, looking at those pictures, there seem to be, as I think I read, comments from the Italian Federation president saying Italy only got just over 200 tickets officially. But looking at those pictures, there were a few Spaniards there, obviously, but a lot of Italian supporters there.
Yeah, the Italians are an awful lot like the Irish there. As Liam said, I lived there for a good few years, and Liam's there now. I'd imagine be strong in Italian fans. With probably a few Irish just choosing who they support. And listen, forget even about tonight, think about tomorrow, there'll be 60,000 English fans at that, and if they get through, it'll be the same at the weekend. Stars have definitely aligned for them, not only with the draw of who they played, but potentially 6 out of 7 games that they might play are at home.